All right, I'm going in here. It's Vertical Records. I've never been here. It's in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Beautiful city, by the way, if you ever get here. One of the nicest spots in Michigan. So let's go see what's in Vertical Records. I'm not going to spend any money. Right.
Brandon, what's going on with your band's touring this year? Is it happening?
This year, like 2020.
What year again? I think 21. Not sure.
No, I probably first show would be like December. So we turned down a pretty sizable. That would be my approach, but more optimistic folks would say at least something.
And welcome back to the welcoming back of some albums I used to have that I've been able to bring back into my collection. Kind of excited. There is a couple in this batch that extremely important albums to me. Some of my some extreme favorites, and then there's some that maybe sometimes you just get excited about something, you buy it, then you go, why? Maybe you've never had that, but it seems to happen to me more and more. But let's just get right into this. So, generic flipper. Now, I saved the vinyl from the flood. I needed a cover. And I have just this beautiful, well, obviously I paid for more than just the cover because it's another very good, extremely clean album. Wonderful album cover. This album came out, it was around 80. I don't have it down here. It was mid 80s or so, and Flipper, they have on here is their big hit, supposedly not really a radio hit, Sex Bomb. One of my absolute all-time favorite albums. They have two basses going on in this, and it just has this groove happening, and it just keeps going and going. So extremely important album. It made my probably, I think, top 50 albums of all time. It just, because it has Sex Bomb Baby on there. Yeah. It's a goofy album, but it's more punk. Yeah, post-punk kind of an album. Great stuff. Flipper, the name of the album is Generic. Generic album. Even has that. Super happy to have it. Another one, extremely excited to get, was Live Evil. And obviously the greatest album cover of all time. Another one, I saved my vinyl from the flood. It's OG, but so is this copy. The album cover is not in 100%. It's been used, but it's pretty good. A little bit of ring wear, a little more than a little bit of ring wear here, but the spine looks really good. Just great stuff. After obviously, when Bitches Brew came out, we started the concerts, and so it's just a live album with some of the most outrageous artwork I've ever seen. So this showed up. Both of these showed up at my local record store, Radio Wasteland, and I was able to snag them, and so happy to have these back. Two very important albums that make me happy. Another one was, and I bought this. This is a reissue, and this is of the Jethro Tull stand-up. I am a huge Jethro Tull fan. I did not have this yet, and they did this reissue, and it had the pop-up. And that was important for me to get that pop-up. But, obviously this is very clean. It comes with a, if I can pull it out, that's what she said. Oh, come on, man. It's supposedly a book that is in here that comes out. Oof, and then they pop up on me still. But about the album, this is nice. I like when they, when they do something like this. And, so, you could buy an original, and it really wouldn't cost that much. It's Jethro Tull. But when you can get something like this with the extras, it means a lot. And so this was their second album. They were getting away from the blues. There's still some nice bluesy stuff on here, but there's a lot more. A New Day Yesterday, Fat Man, Nothing Is Easy. Abore is on here. Just great stuff from Jethro Tull. Really love this album. So 3, but let's just make it a 4th album that was important. Miles Davis. This is a Japanese press. I'd saved again my original vinyl round about midnight. So now I have an extremely good sounding copy, plus a very good original. I mean, that vinyl's really nice on this. So to put another Davis back in my collection, I have so much vinyl I saved without album covers, but slowly getting it. This just is kind of how I'm going. It might be the brand new reissue of it. Really good quality, and just throw that in there. If I ever find just a cover that looks decent, hey, I'd pick it up, but super happy. And the final one. This one wasn't as big of a deal, but it still was pretty neat. This is the Rolling Stones Hot Rocks. This was the reissue that had just recently come out. One of the, for Rolling Stones, it's like the greatest hits of the early stuff on beautiful yellow vinyl. That's really neat. Even the sleeves are well done, so I appreciate that. With this reissue, exclusive limited edition, whatever the hell. You just kind of almost get laughable. Exclusive limited edition. Is it? Is it really? Everybody's saying that. We just won't make as much. But really good. Lithographs on archival paper. Oh, there's lithographs too. Yeah. Okay, so hold on. We got more in here. It's just, here's the other one. And, ooh, it's on archival paper. Wow. Okay. But the sleeve design is really cool. Very, very nice. Again, I appreciate the extras. It's always hard to find a good copy of this. They're really, really beat up. And so this has, my favorite, a lot of my favorite Stones songs. So great finds. Those were the important ones. Then come the ones where, I went to a flea market, antique store, and because I know the guy, and he has half price going on a lot of them. So I buy them because they're really cheap. But then you come down to limited space. Did you need them? Then I rethink about it. I might not rethink about if I spend $100 for something I really, really want, but I might rethink something if I spend $3 because I go, did I need it? But Foreigner, Head Games. And, you know, I believe this was their second album, came out in '79, had Dirty White Boy and Head Games on there. It is still the album cover that I hate more than one of my least favorite album cover designs of all time. I just think it's rude. But, you know, there's some good stuff on there. I like Foreigner. Romantics, obviously this had the What I Like About You, one of the greatest little kind of garage power pop type songs. Overall, you know, the album, yeah, it's okay. I like that song. I could have just downloaded it. Actually, I do have it downloaded, but it was really cheap. Suzanne Vega, Solitude Standing. You know, I had OGs of all this stuff back then. This was obviously Suzanne Vega. This was the first album I ever bought from her. Came out in the late 80s. What was it, 87? Wow, 87, that long ago. Luca was such a great song. I did really, really enjoy this album. That one I'm kind of happy to have back. Don Henley, Can't Stand No More, Dirty Laundry. I bought it for Dirty Laundry. He has some other stuff on here. Is it a necessity of life? It really isn't. Just very cheap. So I bought it. Then Wang Chung, because it has Dance Hall Days. We were cool on phase. I, you, and everyone we knew could believe true. Sharing what was new, and I said, ba ba da ba ba da. And I'm sure I misdid those lyrics because I just suck at doing lyrics right. But I love Dance Hall Days. But again, could I have just downloaded the day? Oh God, I brought it back in. I did like Wang Chung. That was just kind of crap I was listening to, and so it was fun to have. Emmylou Harris, this one I really have profiles, kind of her greatest hits volume 1, just beautiful music, just a huge Emmylou. These two were important. The Sadies. This is Nico. They've been Nico Case's cover band, but they've put out their own music from the aughts and the teens. This is a band from Canada, one of the most underrated bands. It doesn't get the love it deserves. If you want to listen to something, I really recommend pulling up their music and streaming it and just listen to the Sadies. It is really incredibly good stuff. This is Darker Circles and Northern Passages. I got the original. I saved the original vinyl. That's how much I like this group that I saved their vinyl. I felt it was that good, so I went and repurchased the albums, and so now I got 2 sets of albums and 1 cover. But great group. Highly recommend if you know. Listen to them if you have it, because they are an underrated band. So that's some of the items I've brought back into my collection, and as I keep pulling other things to move out, to bring in new, some essential, some I'm scratching my head about, but it's music and I love it all. So thanks for watching another edition of that, as I get too many records. Everyone, have a great one. Bye.